Usually in powerlifting or para-powerlifting, you got to steady the bar. So you get a command, unrack, and there's no weebling or wobbling with the bar. So you got to have it steady, control the bar down. There's no bouncing, no sinking, and it's got to touch your chest. And as long as it's stable, you kind of get that instant bench command back up. And you got to have a steady bar path up, any downward motion, and it's a no lift. Being strapped to the table is something you have to kind of become accustomed to. So when you're benching as an able-bodied person, you can dig your feet into the ground and you can utilize leg drive. So you get that pop in your lower body to transfer kinetic energy all the way up to the bench press. On the table, it's kind of an equalizer. You're working a lot more of those smaller stabilizer muscles because you don't have your roots in the ground. You don't have those feet planted in. So it's a lot of more of a stability issue for some. I train 4 to 5 days a week, and my split usually goes Mondays, usually my bench day, pressing. I do bench, shoulder presses, and I usually warm up by warming up all the muscles that I would be incorporating for my bench. So it'll be a lot of like shoulder raises, tricep extensions. I do some dumbbell rows and things like that to warm up the muscles that I'll be using for bench press. A lot of it is mental because it's that consistency. There's days where I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm tired, I'm sore, I don't want to work out. But it's those days where you gotta put in the work to get to where you want. You gotta achieve your goals, so you gotta put the work in. Some days it'll be a dynamic effort day, so it's usually around 60 to 70%, and I'm using speed reps to be explosive. And then on my max effort days, it's usually working up to about a RPE 9, which is a rep range where I might be able to do 2 to 3 reps. And then I back down and I do a rough percentage of that for about 3 sets of 8. And then I do my accessory work, which is just like kind of the beauty muscles, like pumping up the muscles, making sure the blood's flowing and all that. I have a pretty decent setup. I set up my safety bars and all that, so I always lift smart. And then if it comes to the case where I do need a spotter, or if I am at a local gym lifting, I ask somebody, and then I kind of go over like what I'm looking for. I'm like, hey, I need that light lift off, and then don't touch the bar, because a lot of people, as soon as you start to struggle, they'll grab that bar right out of your hand. So I'm like, hey, unless that bar is coming back down and I say, hey, I need help, let it go, because I'm like, you get to a certain point sometimes where you stick and you gotta grind those last few inches out. I've always been what I guess you can consider a gym bro. So it's always been like an upper body day. It's always bench day when you're a gym bro. So bench has always been like my go-to. I love it. It makes me feel really strong. But over the last year or two, that seated deadlift has really kind of humbled me. I thought I was strong until I started doing it and started seeing a lot of these other adaptive athletes who are stronger, and it kind of motivates me to get up. So it's that grind of that seated deadlift. It really has become my favorite. Ultimately, I would love to compete on the world stage. I would love to make Team USA for the Paralympics. I would love to go compete against the best of the best, see where I really land at that, because this is something that I've been working on for years, something I've been grinding for, and it would just be kind of the ultimate like validation of all my hard work, my effort, all the sacrifices my family and my friends have made while I'm training and coming here to these events and competing. So it would kind of just be like, for me, a big thank you to them.